Captain. Now, if the rain didn't stop, we would have had more of a flood. The dude had to walk all around the corner. He just had a little skinny path to get across anymore, and it floods. Now here, I'm up on a slight hill, so if it rains too much, and you'd want a good drain here, definitely if you lived at this place here, as it floods like this, and it gets halfway up, and it starts heading that way like it is now. Doesn't get any further this direction. I can't see on this properly how far, but you can see it doesn't get too much far near that line. Comes from the line halfway between the sheds, fills up a bit, but then it heads out that way. Then you'll see flood next door, and if it's doing that, it's starting to flood down the road. The other place is on this side, and that place will get flooded first that I've heard. It'll get flooded around here, and then it'll be this place by about nearly a foot that I've measured. Time started there just to where my door is, in an angle roughly, and like a foot a flood before this place starts flooding. As you can see, you get all that rain out there. Even though without the drain put in yet, I had a slight little puddle build up, a little bit bigger than that. Some puddles and little dips over there, but it's sorted out here, and it gets a little puddle in there, but it feels to feed the garden. That's why I designed it like that now with the garden. This water likes to come here and I'll to grab it and feed it. And put down some rocks in it, but I can bang in a drain that will run to the drain, but that drain runs to the front. So we've got two flooded, where that helps keep it on a low flood and floods a little bit more at the front. But that's where it's going to come anyway. It's just making it so it doesn't have to pass here to there. It just goes from there straight to the front instead of through the house. That's all I'm doing, so it happen anyway. But yeah, flooding issues around here. That's why I like to keep drains clear. It's not mostly for my sake, well it is, but if I don't clear it, it affects others around me more than it affects me first when it comes to the drains at the front and how the drain system works here and draining off this area. But anyway, have a good one. And we're already naturally on a slope, and then this part here's been raised a little bit more since then. So the back is very hard to flood because all the water eventually just runs straight downhill, as it does, or into the guttering and the drain system that this place had built into it. But we're on a hill slope like this, so on a hill with a certain land level area, it sort of comes to a flat part here, but more like that. So when it rains, and if I'm right, and the land's on a hill, but that way, most water will run to the other neighbour, which is a little bit lower on this hill, and so it all just becomes worse for people lower down on the hill, and more than the ones up further. And the ones up further are more dry. That's why it's wise to build on hills. Hills are actually a good thing to have houses on, if you want to have a safe dry house and basements and stuff. And land's good for crops and stuff like that. Flat, you can always go there, because you can miss that area and work with another area, right? And it's not important when it comes to your home and safety, right? And so lowlands are always meant to be for growing and things that are not too important, and highlands meant to be for important areas. So where do you want to build next, right? And where you should and where you can. We have plenty of hills around here that, don't have much in it. I'm not saying to go up into the hills and strip it. You can have a law where you go up there and you can make sure you can build there, as long as you don't take away what you've gone there. And if you do, it's only a quarter of amount. You're only allowed to do a little bit, and hopefully you can replace it. So if you're moving trees here to build your house, you've removed 20 here, perhaps put 20 around you, and you can go, that's what we did. We didn't change anything. In fact, we put 40, right? Even better. If they want to whinge about, the greenies want to whinge about the trees, and you can do that. It's called working with the environment and doing it in stages, where it doesn't all happen at once. You can't clear a hill off at once, but if you started, which is what people do, and the government can do it, you can slowly get it done to eventually you have hydrogen, and it's an easy thing. Hydrogen out in space, there's lots of it, and we can actually even go collect hydrogen if we thought it was too hard, or we can make hydrogen ships that can use hydrogen and still able to travel, as we can collect free hydrogen. Pretty cool, eh? But that's just about hydrogen, and I'm not here to bully about anything. I just like to give more positive about any invention until there's something way better to use that we know that we've got, and it's also viable already as well. Like, you don't want to say something else is unviable, talking about something that you want to get that's also not really viable yet. You know what I mean? So always think next step, but do what you need to do the best you can to get to that next step. Anyway, have a good one and see you later.